Hi everyone, my name is Ogedengbe Toby Wednesday and welcome back to today's video. We are continuing to chapter 3 of the book. Chapter 3 is titled Saved. Apparently it's an ironic title because nobody is actually getting saved in the book. It's just an ironic title. So also I want to apologize because I missed the tiny detail in chapter 1. So I'm just gonna quickly say it. In chapter 1, towards the ending, there was a knock at the gate. Okay, so when Sam opened the gate, it was a man, and the man was asking for the address to a certain apartment, to a certain house. And surprisingly, the house in which the man was asking address to is the house of Sam's childhood friend, an old friend, which her name is Rachel. So that is down. Now, chapter 3, which is titled Saved. Again, chapter 3 opens with Sam and the mother, but this time there is something different about the countenance of the mother because the mother knocked at the door, and when she walked in, there was something different about her countenance. And before I continue, I would like to say thank you very much for everybody who took time. One of the most important commodity in life is time, and the time you took in typing, liking, watching this video is not taken for granted. I appreciate it and I say thank you very, very much. So, continuously. Now, the mother came into Sam's room and something was not right with Sam. The reason why is because Sam drinks. Sam used to buy alcohol every Friday when he comes back from school, every Friday and Thursday, sometimes on Thursday, but mostly on Friday. Now, the reason why Sam's drink is not as if Sam is an addict. It's not an addict, but he kind of enjoys the feeling he gets when he drinks. It's something he cannot describe yet. He's still just a teenager, remember? So, he drinks to kind of escape the reality he's trapped in. And every time, because most of the time, mom is not around, so he just comes on, drink, and put the bottle under his bed. He hardly throws them away, puts the bottle under his bed. So when mom came into the room, Sam was a little bit scared. Maybe mom had found out about his drinking habits and the number of empty bottles that are under the bed. But apparently, that is not the case. Mom came into the room bearing bad news. And the news is that Rachel's mom had called Sam's mom about Rachel's health. They all used to be friends together back in the days. And I'm going to explain that later eventually. So Rachel's mom had called Sam's mom to talk about Rachel's health, and that was what Sam's mom was relaying to Sam. Now, after she said that, his heart was first can be okay, she didn't find out about my drinking habit, but at the same time he was worried that what could be wrong with Rachel. And the mother suggested that, why don't you go say hi to your old school friend? Why don't you go say hi to your childhood friend? You guys have been friends for a very long time. But Sam was a little bit against the idea because this is somebody you've not been talking to for a very long time. As people grow up, people grow distance. And imagine you have not been talking to a friend for many years and you heard that the friend is sick, and then you just showed up at the friend, or you just dialed the friend's number and said, hey, how are you doing? I heard that you're sick. It's going to be weird. So that was what Sam was thinking about. But eventually he buys into the idea and he goes to say hi to Rachel. So on getting to Rachel's apartment, now this is the next day actually, he came back from school and instead of going home, he went to Rachel's place. Now on getting to Rachel's place, he met the mother. The mother opened up and then directed him to Rachel's room. On getting to Rachel's room, when he saw Rachel, it was way worse than he imagined or expected. It was really terrible. Rachel looked so pale and lean, like she was running out of blood. She looked so pale and what one of the vampire characters from Twilight, the way they look so pale and Shizujo and stuff like that. Yeah, that was what Rachel was looking like. She was looking like she was already dying, no longer a part of this world, like a ghost in her own skin. So seeing Rachel like that actually triggered Sam for some reason. Like, what could be wrong with her? You understand? So what could be wrong with her? What is going on? Anyways, eventually they got talking. Rachel put up an attitude, sometimes. By the way, but sometimes girls can be now. And Rachel put up an attitude, and which is justified for the attitude she put in up, because this is somebody she has not been talking to for a very long time, and then the person showed up at her doorstep saying hi. Receive sense. Anyways, they got talking, and one of the first questions Sam asked Rachel was, why did she have so many teddy bears? Like I said, some of these characters could be very stupid, because imagine you going to someone's house and the first question you're asking is, teddy bears to. But that was not how we said it, Chabo. To get the full content, you can just read the book yourself. But Rachel did not pick any offense at this. She answered that she just loved teddy bears. Now, fast forward into the story, they got talking, and then they get to familiarize themselves with old memories, and again, this circle continues. Whenever Sam goes to school, he just branches Rachel's apartment, and then they spend time together. They say, they talk, they gist about so many things, and slowly, in a way, they're like helping each other. Sam is somebody that does not care about the world around him. He doesn't care about people. He doesn't care about the world. He doesn't care about the existence that's going on around him. He doesn't care about anything. And Rachel, on the other hand, is somebody that is, sick with something we don't know yet. And there's an exchange of energy. There's an exchange of power here, because the time Sam spends with Rachel is kind of healing something inside of Sam. And when Sam goes back to school, the classmates are beginning to notice that Sam seems to be more alive now. He seems to be more present. He seems to be more in the moment. And also, Remeleku noticed this. So fast forward, there was a particular day where Sam was at Rachel's place, and while they were talking, Rachel tried to get out of bed, and eventually she collapsed and crashed into the floor and passed out immediately. They rushed her to the hospital, and that was where Sam found out that Rachel is sick with something called leukemia. And I think leukemia is whereby your body can't, produce enough, maybe white blood cell or red blood cell, I don't know, but you can, make your own research actually. So that was where he found out about the nature of Rachel's sickness and how serious the gravity of the sickness is. Quickly, progressively into the story, eventually Rachel dies, and this again broke something inside of Sam. Something that was healing before, broke it. So Rachel dies, unfortunately. In the story, she dies. And may I also mention that chapter 3 is the most voluminous chapter in the book. It's just a lot. So it's like a lot happened in that chapter. So progressively, Rachel dies. They attended Rachel's funeral, but before that, Rachel's mom handed Sam a note that was written by Rachel before she dies. What is in the note, I'm not gonna say, but you can find out yourself. So they attend Rachel's funeral, and then on the day of the funeral, after Sam returning from the funeral, another thing happened at home. He met his father. Now, it's like the whole world around Sam's head was melting inside his own head, because this has been somebody he has been asking about for a very long time, like, where is my father and stuff like that. And then eventually he met a friend that was beginning to have a very good connection with, making a good bond with. The friend dies, and surprisingly again, the father shows up relatively the same period of time that this whole thing is happening. So, like an African setting, you basically cannot ask too much questions. You just, go with the flow and find the answers yourself. So that comes back, and everything seems to be back to normal, but it's not, because he asks questions that he doesn't actually have answers to. So dad is back, mom is back, still working a shift, and everything is supposed to be back to normal, but it's not. He's just, living like a fake life, living like in a dream. He doesn't actually know what is real and what is not real. So, fast forward into the story, it talks about how Sam was trying to blend in with the new realities after losing a friend of his. And also, along the line, Remeleku invited Sam over to her birthday party, which eventually Sam did not attend because he was not in the mood to do that. Stupid boy, stupid boy. But when you knew say, so he didn't eventually attend the birthday party, and Remilekun did not pick an offense to it. They met the next day in school, and then he tried to explain why, he doesn't have, it's not in the mood for any of those things, and blah blah blah. So fast forward into the story, especially chapter 3. Chapter 3 basically ends with Sam accepting the new reality he is in, losing a friend, experiencing the new presence of his dad, and trying to blend in the two and understand that people die, and sometimes you wonder, where do people go when they die? I told you in chapter 1, Sam is somebody that asks a lot of ridiculous questions. Like, sometimes he was asking, like, who exactly is God? What is it? What entity is God? So he has a lot of dumb questions like that. So chapter 3 ends with Sam trying to accept the new reality he is in and how to continue navigating his way through till school finishes. Now, this is the end of chapter 3. Like I said, the book is divided into 9 chapters, and then we're going to be breaking it into 3. 1, 2, 3, first part, 4, 5, 6, second part, and then 7, 8, 9, third part. So we just finished the first part of the story. So thank you very much for the time. This is lovely. I want to say thank you again for your time you took in listening to this video, and God bless you. I'll see you again in the next video, and the next title for the next chapter is 1995. Now, snippet. 1995 is supposedly a projection into the past. What happened in the past? How did Sam become what he is now? So the next chapter, chapter 4, is 1995. Thank you very, very much. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.